I've always been drawn to the woods at night. The way the darkness seems to pulse with a life of its own. As a child, my friends and I would dare each other to venture in, to see who could go the farthest without turning back. But as I grew older, the thrill began to wear off, replaced by a sense of unease that settled in the pit of my stomach. It started with small things: a twig snapping, a leaf rustling, the hooting of an owl in the distance. At first, I wrote it off as my imagination. But as the nights wore on, the occurrences grew more frequent, more intense. I began to feel like I was being watched, like unblinking eyes were trained on me from the shadows. I tried to shake the feeling, to tell myself I was alone, but it only seemed to grow stronger. One night, I decided to confront my fears, to prove to myself that there was nothing to be afraid of. I grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the woods, the beam of light casting eerie shadows on the trees. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, and I could feel the weight of the darkness pressing in around me. As I walked, the silence began to feel oppressive, like a physical presence that was suffocating me. I quickened my pace, my heart pounding in my chest, but the feeling only grew stronger. Suddenly, I heard a faint rustling in the underbrush, a sound that was almost like whispering. I spun around, shining my light in the direction of the noise, but there was nothing. The whispering grew louder, more urgent, and I felt a chill run down my spine. I tried to tell myself it was just the wind, but deep down, I knew it was something more. And then, I saw it, a figure, tall and imposing, looming just beyond the reach of my light. My heart skipped a beat as I froze. My eyes locked on the figure, and for a moment, we just stared at each other. I tried to run, but my legs felt heavy, like they were rooted to the spot. The figure began to move closer, its presence filling the air with an unspeakable horror. I felt my mind begin to unravel, my grip on reality tenuous at best, and then everything went black. When I came to, I was lying on the forest floor, my head throbbing with pain. The sun was rising, casting a golden glow over the trees, and I was alone. But as I stumbled back to my feet, I caught a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye. A figure, watching me from the shadows. I spun around, but there was no one there. Or so I thought. As I turned to leave, I noticed something on the tree trunk beside me. A symbol, carved into the bark in a language I couldn't understand. But as I looked closer, I realized it was a message. A warning. I am always with you, it read. And as I stumbled back through the woods, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that the creature was still out there, waiting for me. I made it back to my house, locked the door behind me, and tried to catch my breath. But as I looked out the window, I saw it, the figure, standing just beyond the trees, watching me. I knew then that I would never be alone again, that the creature would always be lurking, waiting for its moment to strike. And as I stood there, frozen in terror, I realized that the true horror wasn't the creature itself, but the fact that it had been inside me all along, waiting to be unleashed.